Night out was
This
a
meeting is being recorded.
was a wonderful opportunity for us to get out and see alumni, for us to get to see new Girl Scout members, look for people who are future Girl Scout members. We had a little tiny baby girl who was super excited, but she didn't know it yet. But her mom was excited that she would be a future Girl Scout. And we had, that leads us into all this new programming that we will be having this year. Lots of girl programming. We started with National Night Out. We have let's see, Farnsworth Weekend for the adults and older girls coming up soon in September. We also have Girls Love the Outdoors with the state parks. Can't wait for that. And on that note, again, welcome. Can't wait to start this new year with all of you. And I look forward to seeing each and every one of you if I can. I'll turn this back over to Amanda.
Thank you, Tara. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we're going to get started tonight. Anyone who's been on this call before knows that whenever I share my screen, it takes me a minute. So let's just see if I can get this right tonight. And hopefully you should be seeing my screen and we can start moving on. So we're going to go ahead and move on through. Like I said, we've got a full house tonight. We're going to cover a lot of information as far as getting you ready to get back into the troops. So we'll move right into where I start with is membership number updates. I am Amanda LeClaire, Director of Membership. So these are my bread and butter. This is my data that I love. So as of last night, close of business, our My 22 total members was 10,007, which puts us currently over almost a 5% increase over membership from the end of last year. And that also puts us 86 away from our goal for My 22, which is 10,093. So super close to being at goal. And as far as our My 23, our goals for My 23, of course, is to continue to grow and have 11,027 members at the end of the My 23 year. And as you can see with our early renewals, we are already well on our way. So super excited about that. So here are what our membership numbers for My 22 all across the board look like. We're looking at 6,160 girls. That is a lot of girls that our volunteers are serving. 2,370 adults and 1,477 on lifetime members. Again, that is a lot of volunteers that serve a lot of girls. You guys do a spectacular job and they wouldn't be here and they wouldn't be coming back if it wasn't for you. We appreciate it. So as far as next year numbers, we've already got over 2,500 girls registered, ready to start our My 23 year, and already have over 900 of our volunteers registered and ready to go, as well as 1,500 of our lifetime members. So we are well on our way. So knowing that we have probably new leaders and new members on the call tonight with us, I just wanted to do a real quick review when I talk about our recruitment team and our inside sales team. These are the people that you see out in the field and that you talk to on the phone whenever you're becoming a member. I just wanted to show you real quick who they are so you can put a face with the name. We've got the team lead, which is going to be Tammy Downing. And we've got Mallory and Shay, which are my recruiters that work under Tammy. And then I have my team lead for inside sales, which is Stephanie. And then I have Ashley, Cindy, and Jesse who work under her. And they all work very hard and are here to help with any questions you guys might have about our recruitment and what's going on. So move on to the next one. Quick recruitment update. I'm not going to go into full details tonight, but we are already contacting the schools about their open house and back to school nights. And we already have a ton that are filling up our schedules. We're, of course, we'll be putting those on our sign up genius for anyone who has an opportunity to go sit at that table. And all you're doing is handing out information, answering the questions that you can ask and directing them to go ahead and put their information down so we can answer the rest of their questions. We provide you everything that you need to do this, and it helps us a whole lot making sure that we're reaching as many areas in our council as we possibly can. And of course, we'll be setting up information nights. We already have a couple on the schedule for September, and we'll have many more coming from here on out. If you have a local event going on in your community, a fair, a festival that you want some help with, whether it be recruitment supplies or anything like that, go ahead and fill out the job form we have here for you. And I'll put all this in the chat here in a little bit for everybody. And that'll tell us what's going on where, so that we can make sure we get you the support that you need. Make sure you're very clear about what exactly you're looking for, so we can make sure that we are getting all of that for you. So next, that is going to be the end of mine for now. I'm going to move you over to our volunteer support team lead, which is going to be Amanda Powell.
Thank you, Amanda. Can you go to the next slide, please? So our volunteer support team, I am the team lead, Amanda. We have Dee Dee Rice, who is one of our volunteer support specialists that works with troop banking, Juliet's, and with experienced leaders. We have Michelle Moulton and Anne-Marie Orio, who work with new leaders. And we have Carrie Zames, who is kind of our jack of all trades, who helps with everything and also supports troop travel. Next slide, please. So I'm going to talk a little bit today about back to troop. We're in August, hard to believe we're almost in mid-August, which means October is right around the corner, and with 10/1 is our exciting back to troop month. And when we come to October, that means we have some things that we do every year to make sure that we're ready and make sure that the troop is ready. So kind of the 3 areas we focus on: updating our paperwork and information, reviewing changes and new opportunities, and making sure we're ready for another year of fun. Next slide, please. So when we're thinking about the required paperwork that we have due every year, the paperwork that's due from families, we need the updated health history forms for girls and adults that participate in meetings and events. So that means all of the girls in your troop helper, yourself, your co-leader. If you have a cookie volunteer in your troop, you want to make sure that you have those health history forms for all of them. You want to make sure you get those updated annual permission slip for all of the girls. Make sure you have that on file. This one isn't required, but it's a good idea to have it done, especially if it's if you're a new troop or it's going to be your second year as a troop. The Families Make It Happen form is also right in our troop packet. And it's a great way to kind of gauge the interest and availability of the family members in your troop, so you can encourage them to step up and help out more. So say, for example, if someone only has like a couple of hours available each month, but they're really excited about organization and scheduling, they can maybe help you out with booking the times for your meeting space and making a set calendar for your troop. All of these forms can be found in the troop packet. We're going to be referring to the troop packet a whole bunch on my next few slides. So you can find that by going to our website, which is girlscoutsgwm.org. I'm going to go to the volunteer tab and then click troop packet. And all of the forms that I mentioned on this slide are under the Getting Started Forms and Resources section of the troop packet. Next slide, please. And along with required paperwork from families, we also have some required paperwork from the troops. The annual troop financial report is due every year. It was due on June 30th. If you hadn't had a chance to get that in yet, you may have received an email from Dee Dee recently, just reminding you that it's due. If you just pop a response back, let us know that you're working on it. Let us know if you need a hand. We're happy to help you out if you need some additional support with getting that done. The annual bank account information form is due annually on October 30th. We just need an update to make sure we have the correct banking information for you and have the names of the signers correct. Again, those forms can be found in the troop packet. Finally, we ask for the volunteer position description. You only need to do that once per position. So if this is your second year as a troop leader, you do not need to do the position description again. You've signed it once, it's still the same. If you're switching from like a helper position to a leader position, or if you're adding a product volunteer role to your roster, you're going to have to sign the position description for that. But for volunteers that are leaders or helpers, it's just once per role. So again, you're going to go to girlscoutsgwm.org, right to the volunteer tab, click troop packet, and then click running your troop to find those forms. Next slide, please. And part of what we do too is make sure our participation catalog information is all updated and correct. This is what the listing looks like for my troop. Just wanted to make sure that you had a quick example of what it could look like. So you want to make sure when you're logging in to make sure everything is still accurate. So you should be looking at your meeting date, your meeting time, and your meeting frequency. So my troop meets every other Sunday at 2:30. That's still correct. So that's good for me. Want to make sure your meeting location is correct as well. You don't see that in the troop catalog, which is why you don't see that here. Because we don't want to give away the troop meeting location until we know someone's going to be a member. But you can see that when you log into your back end. So you just want to make sure that your meeting location is correct. So we have everything all updated and correct. And you want to make sure that your girl and your volunteer openings are correct. So you can see on here, my troop has spots open for 4 girls and 4 adults. So that means we are open to welcome 4 additional girls, and we have positions for 4 additional adults if they'd like to volunteer as well. All troops that were unlisted will be reopened on October 1st. If you remember, we've been sending out communications. We've done at least 1 a month for the past 4 to 5 months. So with the new year coming up, new girls can now join your troop if girls have not registered. So even if your troop looks full to you, you want to make sure that the girls have renewed. And if they haven't yet, just make sure that you reach out so we can unlist the troop. And yes, definitely, let's give questions as they go through this. So to just make sure that you're keeping an eye on it, staying in communication. We're happy to help out, change what needs to be changed. We just need to make sure that we're all on the same page. And then as a reminder, again, if your troop was unlisted, we will be relisting all troops on October 1st. So you're going to want to make sure that you're reaching out at least that last week of September before October 1st. So we can touch base if you're not ready for your troop to be relisted again. If you need to update any of the catalog information or discuss the status of your troop, just contact customer care and they'll get you connected with someone on the volunteer support team to help you out. Next slide, please. So when you're confirming this information, what you're going to do is go to the website again, girlscoutsgwm.org, click My GS, log in, and then log into my account. Once you click my account, you're going to see all this information. You're going to see a nice menu on the left-hand side. And on that left-hand menu, you're going to click My Troop. And that's going to open this information that you can see on this screen. So this bottom picture, you can see the meeting time, bi-weekly Sunday, 2:30 to 4. You can see the program level we're open to. You can see what roles that we have open. You can see what members are expiring and what spots we have open. And then this piece right here is what you see next to all of the members in your troop. If it says time to renew, that means they haven't renewed their membership for the 22-23 year yet. And they need to go ahead and make sure they renew that so that they still have their spot for next year. And you can see right there, their expiration date, 9/30/2022 is right there. Next slide, please. The other piece you want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on as we get ready for the new troop year is to make sure you secure your meeting location. So you want to make sure that you're going to reach out to the contact person at the spot you usually meet no later than 9/1 to make sure that your meeting location is still available at your preferred date and time. It's always good to check. I know, for example, my troop meets at the rec center in our town, and we essentially do like a contract at the beginning of the year that just says the dates that we want to meet. And during the summer, my troop just does fun activities in the community. So we don't use the rec center over the summer, which means that at the beginning of each year, we have to go in and put all our dates in again. So it's just important that you reach out and touch base and just confirm that spot is still open and it still works for you. If for some reason your spot isn't available, you're going to research some locations for meetings. You can look at local schools, community centers, libraries, churches, civic centers, local businesses that have conference rooms. Like, for example, I know some troops have met in conference rooms at banks and at law offices, police and fire stations, etc. If you're having a really hard time finding a spot, make sure you reach out to your local community team or to your volunteer support team here at Council if you don't have a team locally, so we can help you look for a team and help you figure some stuff out. If there's any questions you want me to answer out loud, anybody, if someone just wants to interrupt me and let me know, because I can see chats popping up, but they're disappearing before I can read them. Next slide, please. The next piece that we want to do as we kick off our new troop year is hold a family meeting. This is a great way to welcome the girls and welcome the families back to the troop. It can be like a formal meeting where the girls like jump right into a badge, or it can be an informal meeting where they do some planning for the year and some fun activities while you take care of all the paperwork stuff with the adults. At that meeting, that's a great time to do all that paperwork. Tell the adults that you expect them to stay for 15, 20, 30 minutes and have that packet ready for them so you don't have to worry about chasing them down to get that paperwork. You can use this opportunity to encourage families to step up and support the troop. That's when you can have that families make it happen form. What we usually do in my troop is after the families fill them out, I kind of like thumb through it while my co-leaders are running the meeting. And if I see anybody's indicated interest on that form, I'll kind of like go over and chat with them while we're getting the meeting started so that we can kind of talk about, hey, do you want to join the troop? It seems like you're just doing photography. We'd love to have you do something with the girls. That would be fantastic. It's also important too that you're aware of changing family dynamics, just to kind of be sensitive to that in your language. One of the girls could be just with one parent, could be with both parents, could have some kids in foster care. Just want to be sure that we're being inclusive with their language and any changes that might be coming up as we're working on that paperwork and planning events for the year. And if you need a hand with putting together that welcome meeting, you can find intro meetings for daisies, brownies, and juniors in the Volunteer Toolkit. There isn't one for older girls yet, but they're really good blueprints. I would say, especially if you had older girls, looking at the junior one would be a good place to start if you needed a hand in getting that meeting together. The meeting plan that they have in the Volunteer Toolkit for that intro meeting really goes through all of this and breaks down getting the paperwork, talking to the families, getting the information that you need to make sure you can have everybody on the same page. The way you get to the Volunteer Toolkit, or VTK, again, you're going to go to our website, girlscoutsgwm.org, log into MyGS, click My Account, and then click Volunteer Toolkit on the bottom of that left side menu. Next slide, please. And again, I know I've mentioned it a bunch of times, but really make sure that you're taking a peek at that troop packet. There's a lot of good information in there that ranges from stuff about safety, important documents and forms, information about how to handle bullying in your troop, how to run ceremonies, how to like a few time fillers if you run it, have some extra time in your meetings, free and inexpensive trips. There's a whole bunch of great information in there. So that's girlscoutsgwm.org, volunteer, and then troop packet. We're working on updating the forms right now to be ready for the new Girl Scout year. So you'll see the ones reflected for the 22-23 year up in here soon. Next slide, please. And the most fun side is funding the fun. So you want to make sure that you're checking the funds and transactions in your troop at least once a month. This is just to confirm how much you have in the account before your welcome back meeting. You can share this amount with the girls and family so you can start to plan your year together. If the girls have really big dreams and lots of stuff they're really excited about doing, you want to make sure that you have enough money in your account to help them meet their goals. You can participate in the fall product sale program to kick off your year and get some funds right up front, or you can apply to hold another money earning activity outside of the council product program sales to get started and to make sure you're building up your funds there. You can find the form to request running a money earner, as well as information about how to run one in the troop packet, again, underneath the running your troop packet troop section. What you want to look for is troop group money earning request. Next slide, please. So I'm going to chat a little bit about the Volunteer Toolkit now. So the VTK is maintained by our overseeing organization, Girl Scouts of the USA, and they've done some fantastic updates to it over this summer. So you may have seen on our Facebook or seen some communication that they've updated the daisy petals. So there's a different way to run the daisy petals now. All that information is right in the Volunteer Toolkit for you. There's an updated PETS badge for brownies, and there are STEM career exploration badges for daisies, seniors, and ambassadors, as well as global programs, which means World Banking Day. Information about that is right in the Volunteer Toolkit as well. A delete button has been added to the top of the year plan, and that's going to erase all the existing data on the VTK. Previously, the only way you could wipe the full year plan was by going back to the Explore tab. That function has been separated out and is now a delete button on the year plan page. That means you can now use the Explore tab to see full meeting details, add individual meetings to the year plan, or add pre-selected tracks, which I think is going to really streamline the access to the Volunteer Toolkit and making sure you're getting the plans you need in there. And that the Volunteer Toolkit is another great place to access the girl and adult information for your troop. So if you click the My Troop tab, you can see the information about the girls and their contact info. Just be aware, if the girl is under the age of 13, you're going to see her family's contact info instead of her info directly. So if you have kind of like a junior, like cadet troop, where you sometimes contact the girls directly to make sure that they're doing stuff outside of troop, you want to make sure that you know that if they're under 13, it's going to be their family's contact info. This one I'm very excited about. The year plan end date has been moved from July 30th to September 30th, which sounds like an odd thing to be excited about, but like I said, my troop meets year round. So being able to have that active right up to September 30th is fantastic. The year plan will archive at that point. You can still see that information. You just want to go through into the previous year's section so you can take a look at what you did the last year. And that 21 to 22 year plan has been archived and it can't be edited anymore at this point, but you can view that information if you still need it. And if you still want to put some meetings in that you're going to be running this summer prior to October 1st, you can do that. Just be aware that's going to show up on your 22-23 year in the Volunteer Toolkit. Next slide, please. I think I have one more. And finally, there's some exciting new trainings available in GS Learn. I just finished putting most of these in all your dashboards earlier today, so you should have some great new content in there. So again, what you're going to do is you're going to go to girlscoutsgwm.org, log into your MyGS, click My Account, and then in that left-hand menu, click GS Learn. So this top one, GS USA, Delivering an Inclusive Program, it's going to talk about how you can make sure that your program is inclusive of people from all different walks of life. GS USA Resilient Ready Strong patch is that patch you may have seen some information about. It's kind of a mental wellness patch for girls. It's really fantastic. It's a great one for them to earn. GS USA Mental Wellness 1-on-1 is a great training for leaders and for girls to make sure that we're taking care of our mental health. And then GS USA 2022 new and newly updated program is a quick, like 5-minute course that walks you through all of the new badges and patches that are now available this year. And by request, if you send a quick email into customer care, you can ask for the GS USA grade level essential for your year. There is one available for daisies, brownies, and juniors right now, and it's going to walk you through everything you can expect of girls at your grade level. I've only watched the one for daisies so far, but it's pretty solid. So it's a good training if you're looking for that kind of information. And I think that's it for me. I did see a lot of chatter in the chat box. So as we pass it to the next person, I'll kind of scroll through and see if there's anything else I can pick up and answer. But thank you for letting me ramble about back to troop. This is my favorite time of year. So I'm really excited we can get back and get things going.
Thank you, Amanda. So let me go on to the next one. I believe we have Robin Boyd, who's just got some quick program product updates for us.
I do.
I'm going to go ahead and turn it right over to her.
Very, very quickly, I wanted to remind everybody, we are getting ready for product programs. So exciting. And I was really appreciative that Amanda did mention that product programs are a vehicle for your troop to be able to accomplish the goals that they wanted to. I just realized that my my fans in here probably are very, very loud on my microphone. We do have some training coming up, and I want to remind you about that. If you are a community product sale coordinator, which means you are the person in your service unit who is going to help guide the rest of the troops through a product program in your community. We do have 2 virtual trainings coming up. One is September 7th. That one is a Wednesday, and it's going to be at 10 a.m. And I am going to push the link so that you can find them and register for them. You can also attend our Thursday one on September 8th, which is going to be in the evening. We'll start at about 6:30. Now, on Farnsworth Weekend, we do have a module, a workshop, a session that you are able to attend. If you are already registered for the weekend, you can opt for that one workshop among all of the others that you are attending. Or if you specifically want to come to Farnsworth just for that product training, you can. Just go on the link that I just shared in the chat. You'll be able to register for them. And we really are excited to share some great things with everybody. Again, thank you for the time. We will start the program on October 1st. And one thing I want to also add, just because maybe your troop isn't quite up and ready yet on October 1st, that's okay. The beauty about this program in the fall, it is so simple, it is very easy, and troops could pick it up maybe a couple of weeks in. We go from October 1 to October 24th. A troop or girl can participate at any time during that time. So more information, I think Carrie mentioned, will be next month in this meeting. And we will have some troop trainings as well, virtually, once we have the product coordinators taken care of. So thanks for the time. And we're really excited to share these programs with you. Thanks.
Thank you, Robin. So I believe as we move on to the next
Amanda,
one.
it looks like Tara Tilton has her hand up with a question.
Oh. All right.
Hi, I just wanted to say. No, my dog is scared. She thinks that somebody's here now. Sorry about that. So my question is, I saw chatter on social media about a new Girl Scout cookie. So I'm wondering if that is a rumor or if it's true and the embargo was accidentally released because it was said to say something about Little Brownie Baker and ABC Baker and online only. So I don't know. I need to get it from the horse's mouth.
We are always excited to hear news from GSUSA, and when I believe we have some news that will be coming out, but I don't have all of the details on it just yet. So I have
Pay attention on August 16th, Tara.
Yes.
That's what they said, but it was on the Little Brownie Baker and the ABC website, and then it was removed. I was like, oops.
We are just as excited as you are. So as soon as we have the details, you're going to have them too. And you never know what is going to happen. It may be a change, it may be something new, but we're just as excited as you, and we're looking forward to hearing whatever news is going to be coming out on August 16th.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Tara. Thank you, Robin. Okay, so I believe next we are going to move on to program and properties, and I believe we have Karen.
Yep. Hi, everyone. Can you just change our slide, Amanda, please? So I'm Karen Martin. I'm the Director of Program and Properties. There's me attempting to reach the summit of Mount Mansfield. And Jasmine Averbuck, she's our Manager of Outdoor Programs. She's also on the call, so we're glad to have her taking a few minutes away from busy camp season to spend some time with us. And then if you've been on our properties, you know Josh and Craig are our rangers. They help us keep the properties safe and looking great for all of our property uses. And then we have some program specialists, Kristen, Ashley, and Laura. as well as a huge number of summer camp and seasonal staff who come in for different programs. And we're really proud that our seasonal staff understand that they work for Girl Scouts of the Green and White Mountains. They move from camp to camp during the summertime, and many of them stay over the fall and into winter to help us deliver some of our bigger programs, which is what I get to talk about tonight, which is very exciting. So Amanda, if you don't mind changing that slide, please. So the first thing I want to talk about is the fall trainings for our volunteers. So these are trainings for you all, for volunteers, to do outdoor skills with your Girl Scouts. This is the last chance that we have for outdoor skills trainings until spring. So we've been offering these through the summer and in the spring quite a bit, but these are the last few that we're offering. So if you're new, there's 3 levels of outdoor training. The first is Outdoor Adventure Workshop, which will qualify you to have a one-night overnight in a cabin or an Adirondack, an established sort of building property. And that's online and it's available all the time and it's free. These trainings are a little more involved and they add skills to what you're doing. So the basic outdoor leadership skills, this is a blended class that we're going to offer the skills qualification on Sunday, September 11th at Camp Farnsworth. And Bulls qualification means that you can camp in developed campgrounds for multiple nights. It also lets you expand your cooking skills. So beyond the one pot meal and the stick cooking, we do Dutch oven cooking, we do foil pack cooking. There's quite a lot of cooking sort of skills that are shared during that training. So this is probably your last chance to take this before April. If you're really feeling outdoorsy and very advanced, you can take the Advanced Outdoor Leadership Skills class, which is AOLS. And this class, which is an overnight September 10th to the 11th this year, also at Camp Farnsworth, also includes canoe qualification. So this class will qualify you to be able to camp with your Girl Scouts for multiple nights in primitive locations. So backpacking, canoe camping, winter camping, any of those sorts of things where you'll be 30 minutes away from any sort of 911 or emergency response, any of those sort of really adventure-y sort of things. So this training this year's canoe qualification will actually practice with a true canoe overnight. We'll paddle out across the lake. We'll spend the night in the shelter of your choosing. We'll cook meals in the backcountry conditions, all of those things. So these 3 trainings, Outdoor Adventure Workshop, the Bulls class, and the AOLS class, while they build on each other, they are not prerequisites for each other. So if you are already a backpacker and want to take this training, AOLS qualifies you for all the other things before it. You don't need to take one in order to take the next class. So those are coming up, and I mentioned that because registration for these classes closes on Friday. So if you're thinking about it, think about it soon. And then Archery Qualification, we offer an Archery Qualification that lets you use our equipment on our properties to offer archery to Girl Scouts. So this is based on the USA Archery class, but it is not the 9-hour, very intensive class. It basically teaches you what to know with our equipment, with Girl Scouts, and then lets you rent that equipment, say if you're camping on the property and you want to also offer archery to your Girl Scouts. So it's a great qualification to have. All of these are happening this September. All right, can we change that class or change the slide, sorry. So also coming up, if you're going to be outdoors, you also need some first aid and CPR training. So first aid and CPR classes are coming in October to Bedford and Williston. They'll be in Bedford again in December, and then in May we'll start offering them through the council as the busy summer season sort of gets underway. So Tilton, New Hampshire, Brattleboro, Vermont, and Bedford, New Hampshire again. So these are all available on the activities calendar. So if you go to our website, look at the calendar, you can scroll through month to month and look at the classes that you want to take, click on them to register. And then for those of you who are taking the AOLS class to go into the backcountry and who might be away from emergency services for 30 minutes or more, you are required to have more advanced first aid training. So that wilderness first aid class is the weekend after AOLS. So you get to spend 2 weekends in the wilderness if you'd like. And it's September 18th and 19th. It's actually an overnight class that is at Camp Farnsworth, and it actually happens concurrently with the Outdoor Adventure Weekend for Girl Scouts. So while your girls are doing outdoor adventure things, you can be doing wilderness first aid at the same time. All right, so those are coming up for you. I don't know, was there questions that went by for the trainings?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
I actually have a quick question, Karen. Is that a solo training?
Solo is not teaching it. It's the American Red Cross Wilderness First Aid class
Okay.
being taught by the American Red Cross instructor.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
But you were the one, Tara, who, got us involved with being able to offer wilderness first aid every fall. So we're grateful for that.
I love it. Well, I'm looking to recertify. That's why I was asking.
I'll
So
right on in. So
wonderful.
right away.
Awesome.
So the questions being asked about certifications expiring. So the Red Cross First Aid and the Red Cross Wilderness First Aid expire. I think they're 2-year classes. So those expire. They're from an outside agency. Our trainings for outdoors don't expire because you're using those trainings all the time. We do ask for the archery training that if you take that certification, that qualification class, that you teach an archery class at least once every other year so that you keep those skills up. And so we don't expire it, but we try to do those things. So, and then locations, all of these trainings right now are being offered at Camp Farnsworth, and we do move them around the council for the other parts of the year, but this is the end of our outdoor training season. So they're all concentrated at Farnsworth right now. So, all right, should we move on to the fun programs you get to do now that you're all trained up? So will you change the slide for us, please, Amanda? So fall programs coming up. It's a great time to be a Girl Scout. Our outdoor adventure weekend at Camp Farnsworth is coming up this September 16th, 17th, 18th. So that's concurrent with that wilderness first aid class. So if you're an adult, your girls can be doing all sorts of exciting things and you can be taking your wilderness first aid. It's a great weekend for older Girl Scouts. They have to be cadets, seniors, and ambassadors to attend this. And then right now, if you're a 5th grade junior, you're allowed to register for it because it's close enough to the October 1st date that we consider you pretty much a cadet at this point. And so come on out. It's a great opportunity, the Outdoor Adventure Weekend, because individual Girl Scouts can participate. We actually assign staff to them so they make their own sort of unit like summer camp, supervised by one of our staff members. And then you can also come by a troop. So any way that you want to come participate with this, we let you come and participate, which is fantastic. Also in September, Coastal Cleanup is happening in Rye, New Hampshire, and that deadline for registration is coming up quickly as well. So this is part of a national event that collects and surveys trash from the seashore. So that's a really fun activity. And then I think, Terry, you mentioned Girl Scouts love state parks. So this is a council or a countrywide event held by GSUSA and the state parks locally, where we do a kickoff, which is an online meetup, and then girls go to the state park that's close to them or that they choose for the day. So lots of really adventure-y things to do. And then one reminder, so plan ahead if your Girl Scouts are working on their higher awards, bronze, silver, or gold, and they're about to change levels, they need to turn in their final report September 30th, not any later. So that's a hard and fast GSUSA deadline. So if you have an 8th grader who will start 9th grade on September 1st when she goes back to school, and she's working on her silver award, that award paperwork needs to be in our hands at customer care by September 30th, not any later. We'd hate for girls to do the awards and then not turn in their paperwork and not be able to get the award because of that. So big reminders there. All right, if you change the slide, but wait, there's more. So also coming in October, November, we have some other great events. So badges, we offer badge blasts every once in a while. So this one's being offered in Thetford, Vermont, because we need a big space for it. So we're going to do pumpkin toss engineering. So the girls who come to the event, you can come with your troop, you can come with your favorite adults, and we're going to build trebuchets and then throw our pumpkins across the big field. We're also going to build cardboard boats to race across the lake. So all engineering challenges, but really fun. We're very excited about this event, and I hope lots of Girl Scouts sign up for it. Concurrently, International Observe the Moon Night is that same weekend. So if you want to make a full day adventure of it, you can stay later and watch the moon and look at the binoculars, telescopes, and play moonlight games and even eat some moon pies, because that's pretty fun too. And again, you can come with your favorite adult or you can come with your troop leader. Either way that you want to participate is just fine. For some of our younger Girl Scouts, we're going to be offering more locally how to catch a unicorn. So basically it's a team building adventure to follow the clues and follow the trail of the unicorn, just to help our Girl Scouts meet each other, meet the properties, and of course do something fun, because if you catch the unicorn, that's pretty exciting. We still are offering lots of online programs. So in the fall, we'll be offering jack-o'-lantern bread, and that's for every grade level. And so the magic of the baking process is kind of exciting, and then we'll carve bread. And then for our juniors, we're going to offer a bronze award. That's Happy Birthday, Juliet. So council-wide, to offer the council-wide bronze award. So we'll create birthday bags. We'll help the girls figure out how to make that more than just a service project, but an actual take action project. And we'll be able to work through all of that as well. So lots going on this fall to support all of the troop activities and to sort of add to that Girl Scout experience. All right, the next slide, please. But wait, there's more. There's also the Brownie Girl Scout Way badge series and the Junior Girl Scout Way badge series. Again, this is online. So as a support to Girl Scouts who are doing things with their troop, but also maybe want to do a little bit more about Girl Scouting, girls who might just be starting out, this is another way to complete a badge. Actually doing this online with other Girl Scouts from around the council with an online live session, and then using the blog site programming. At the same time, using a similar method, we're going to offer the Cadet Breathe Journey, the Senior So What, and the Ambassador Justice Journeys. We do that to help our Girl Scouts who have just bridged up to the next level and who might be considering working on their higher awards, because the higher awards do have a requirement of having a journey completed. And so this is one of the supports that we offer for those Girl Scouts. The same thing, go for the gold, silver, or bronze. So if your Girl Scouts are looking for ways to get started in their projects, we really recommend that they go to one of the monthly webinars, talk to our staff, think about their ideas, really think about how to move from that service project to the take action project, and it will help them go through the process much more smoothly. We also have a STEM van. If you haven't seen it out and about, Amanda's team takes it out to all the good fairs and places to see it. But the STEM van, we also do some SPA programs or some science programs. So this one is SPA Science, and it will be in Williston, Bennington, and Bedford, New Hampshire, and that's for Brownie Junior Cadets. So come out and do some really fun science things and make soap and lip gloss and all kinds of exciting stuff with the STEM van. And then the next badge blast, remember the pumpkin throwing one? The next one is Candy Chemistry. So chemistry science and looking at marshmallows, gummies, chocolate bark, that kind of things while you work on your Girl Scout badges around chemistry. So I might have one more slide. All of the dates, nope, I don't. So all of the dates for the programs are on the activities calendar. So go to our website, choose activities, and scroll down to the calendar. And you'll find them all there with things for registration. And I think that's, I don't think there are any questions. All
I'm
right.
not seeing anything. I think you're clear, Karen.
So much, appreciate it, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Karen. So I believe we have Christine Jones-Airy on here,
So
hopefully.
I'm actually presenting for Christine. so-
Okay, so we'll turn it over to Carrie, and she will handle vendor programs and council events.
Great, thank you, Amanda. So I did drop the link into the chat for our online calendar listing. As Karen was mentioning, that's where you can find the specific dates, prices, locations for all the programs that Karen talked about, but also additional programs that are offered to troops and individuals. So we have a variety of programs that are either facilitated by our council staff, many that Karen just talked about, and also programs that are offered in partnership with vendor organizations or council partners. And those are things like the Children's Museum of Dover or the VINS in Vermont. They give you an opportunity to visit a facility, work with experts who plan programs specifically for Girl Scouts, often coordinated with Girl Scout programs, and you'll be there with other Girl Scout troops and members from across our council. So certainly check that link so you can see the variety of programs that are offered in the coming year. I have the opportunity to talk next about the Girl Expo. This will be offered in October on Sunday, the 16th. We held our last Girl Expo in 2018. So if you were around then, hopefully you had the opportunity to participate. The Girl Expo is, as we like to call it, the biggest occasion of all things girl focused. This is a great opportunity for you as a troop or families to attend and have a great day of participating in hands-on activities. We'll have over 75 different exhibitors there. Everything from a climbing wall to archery to 3D printers, photo booths, face painting, You'll be able to interact and ask questions of many of our partners who provide programs for troops, as well as learn about places that you might go on field trips or resources that you might be able to do with your troop, places you might go as a family. You can see some of our sponsors listed here who are helping to make the event possible. Cog Railway, Delta Dental, the New Hampshire Restaurant Foundation, WZID, and Chilean Orthodontics. We'll have a whole section that's just exhibitors, so you can kind of go booth to booth. Like if you've been to a trade show, it's similar, but all of the vendors that are there are focused on activities for families. And then we have another area that's focused entirely on STEM, and it's all hands-on activities. So I know that we already have someone coming with a 3D printer that you can try out. There'll be underwater robots. You can try some arts and crafts. You can test out a robot, all kinds of different things to try. So definitely encourage the girls in your troop to consider attending, maybe make it a troop field trip. We have a flyer that you can get at the door that will tell you all of the different badge activities that you can earn as you're going around to the different booths. Our retail store will be there. Both of our product sale vendors, Little Brownie Bakery and our fall product vendors will be there. So you'll get to taste, new products that might be coming out for both of those sales. So you won't want to miss that. Registration is live already, so tickets are just $5 a person. If you have any questions, feel free to put those in the chat, but it's a great opportunity to kick off your Girl Scout year. We've had close to 2,000 participants in the past, so it also gives girls a great opportunity to see that they're part of a big movement and to really feel the power of being part of Girl Scouting. All right, if we can go to the next slide, Amanda. Oh, and here's what I just said, but written down on the screen. So that's great. You see some of the exhibitors listed here. See who I didn't talk about. So music, the Blue Ocean Society. So they bring a life-size inflatable whale. So it fills a large section of the expo hall, and you actually can go inside of it and you see what the skeletal system of the great whale looks like. And they do a little presentation. We're also going to have an inflatable planetarium that will be doing 8-minute shows throughout the day. So you can go and learn about the planetarium, and also about it's coming from the Christopher McAuliffe Shepherd Discovery Center, and they do a lot of programs for Girl Scouts. So they'll be talking about those as well. All right, the next slide, Amanda, if you wouldn't mind. Oh, Tara asked about Christina Lachaga. I believe we're still waiting to hear back on whether her schedule was going to work for her to participate. So once we know, we will certainly share that out. So Farnsworth Weekend, you've heard this mentioned several times already this evening. Farnsworth Weekend is our annual adult weekend that takes place at Camp Farnsworth, our resident camp in Thetford, Vermont. And this is an opportunity for troop leaders, volunteers, adult alum to spend the weekend or just the day at camp. You get to have great opportunities to connect and network with other troop leaders, find out what strategies other people are using to get parents involved or to help if girls aren't listening very well. You can learn new songs, games, activities to do with your troop. There's a whole variety of workshops that you can sign up for. Some are very specific to tips and tricks that you can use as a troop leader. Others are an opportunity to just learn something new, like how to do quilting or go bogging in the lake. Girls are able to register once they're in high school, so you can find those details on the website as well. There's some training, as Karen mentioned, for outdoor skills as well that are offered that weekend. So we encourage any troop leaders or volunteers to attend. If this is your first time going, we'll do an orientation at the beginning of the weekend. And maybe if you're on the call and you have attended in the past, just drop into the chat kind of what your favorite part of the weekend is. That way, if someone's thinking about attending, but they need to know a little bit more, they can read some of the great opportunities. The event this year will take place all day Saturday, but you can also sign up to stay overnight, either for Friday or Saturday night, or for both as a kind of part of the weekend if you'd like to stay longer. Oh yes, Tara Pact does a workshop on pie irons every year, and I'm sure that's many people who have attended's favorite part, because she does quite the combination of different ingredients in a pie iron, which if you have not seen before is like this cast iron sandwich press that you fill with goodies and then hold over the fire, and especially if you put chocolate and marshmallows in it, it oozes out and is delicious. I'm gonna have to go have some dessert in a minute now. So yeah, and Robin says it's a great opportunity to network. So this is open to all volunteers. We encourage you to take a look, invite your co-leaders or other volunteers in your community to come with you. You can carpool that way and, you know, spend the day together. Lunch is included in the price, as well as an adult recognition ceremony that will take place after lunch, when we'll be recognizing volunteers with year pins. So if you've been a member for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, all the way up, you can receive your numeral card, as well as our volunteers who have received some adult recognitions this past year will be recognized as well. Right. And I think, unless Amanda, I didn't say, I was going to say, I think those are the slides Christine had. So thank you.
So that is all of that. It looks like we've been through everything. At this point, we go through our breakout rooms, but we're going to do things just a little bit differently tonight since we are running late and I want to be respectful of your time. So the way we're going to do this tonight is I'm going to go ahead and do our closing, and then I'm going to open up the breakout rooms, and everyone can, and we staff will stay to answer your questions in the breakout rooms. So I want to thank everyone again for coming and joining us. I'm so looking forward to the new year, and also so impressed with all of the progress we had made through my 22 recovering from the pandemic. I could not have done what I have done with our teams without all of you, and I really do honestly appreciate it. So Tara, is there anything else you'd like to say tonight?
Oops, let me unmute properly there. I want to share my excitement and enthusiasm with everybody about this passionate thing that we do for the girls that we serve, and to enjoy yourself. And we learn just as much, if sometimes not more, than what the girls do. And we are there for each other. And I really treasure these moments, and I love these phone calls, Zoom calls, sorry. And I really appreciate you taking your time out tonight to be here with us. And again, thank you for all you do for the girls that we serve.
Thank you, Tara. So we're going to have a VSC check-in room, a new leader check-in room, and a room for programs and properties questions. So feel free to join any of those rooms. If you have no questions for us tonight, feel free to call customer care or email us, and we'll be happy to answer those at any time. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and open the breakout rooms, and everyone have a wonderful evening. If for some reason you need help getting into a breakout room, just let me know and I'll be happy to help you out.
Hi, I have a quick question that I'm not sure if would go in a breakout room.
Absolutely.
My son actually just started Cub Scouts, and so I'm not exactly sure what town is managing it, but there's a Scouts March for Veterans coming up in a few weeks. What do we know about that?
So it sounds like it's something local.
No, this is statewide, and so I think Barry town, like the city of Barry, Vermont is hosting it, but then it moves through the state. So this year it's going to be in Virgins.
Okay. So that one I'm not familiar with.
It's apparently a really big thing. I know I'm a new leader, so I was thinking maybe I had just missed it. But the Boy Scouts were asking, how could we not know, and how could we not be there? And it's like, I don't know.
So let me look into it for you and let me find out some information.
That would be great. Thank you.
Not a problem. Thank you.